The warning. Commander Alex Chen stood in the Hall of Remembrance on New Earth, staring at his father's name carved into black stone. David Chen. First Officer, TDF Valkyrie. Died at Meridian Point, 2547. Alex had been 8 years old when he watched the memorial service on holographic screens, not truly understanding that his father was never coming home. Now, at 28, he understood far too well. Commander Chen, urgent call from Fleet Command. Alex tapped his wrist. Chen here. Admiral Rebecca Torres's face appeared, and Alex knew immediately. He'd seen that look before, the look of someone carrying terrible news. Alex, they're back. The Dominion. 3 systems away and closing fast. ETA, 72 hours. The blood drained from Alex's face. How many? 30,000 ships. 30,000. At Meridian Point, humanity had faced 10,000 with 200 ships and lost everything. Now they had 800 ships, the entire rebuilt fleet, against 30,000. Admiral, we can't. I know, Torres cut him off. We can't win. But we can make them bleed. Report to Dock 7. You're taking command of the Ghost Squadron. Ghost Squadron? Admiral, those ships aren't ready. The quantum drives are experimental, the weapons systems are the only chance we have. Your father gave his life to buy us 20 years. Now we find out if we use that time wisely. Chapter 2, The Ghost Ships. Dock 7 was restricted space, Black Ops territory. Alex's security clearance barely got him through the doors. What he saw inside made him stop breathing. 12 ships floated in the massive hangar, but they weren't like any warships he'd ever seen. They were smaller than traditional battlecruisers, sleek and angular like knives designed to cut reality itself. Their hulls were matte black, seeming to absorb light rather than reflect it. Beautiful, aren't they? Alex turned to see Dr. Sarah Okonkwo, Chief of Advanced Weapons Development. She looked exhausted, like she hadn't slept in days. What are they? We call them Reaper-class stealth frigates. Quantum displacement drives for FTL without jump points. Ablative null-field armor that scatters sensor readings. And the weapons? She smiled grimly. The weapons are special. She led him to the lead ship, its name stenciled on the hull, TDF Revenant. Singularity cannons. We took the gravitational weapons the Dominion used at Meridian and made them worse. These don't just crush ships, they erase them from existence. Pull them into micro black holes that evaporate in milliseconds. How many shots? Each ship carries 6. After that, you're running on railguns and missiles. 6 shots. 12 ships. 72 chances to kill Dominion vessels before going conventional. That's not enough to stop 30,000 ships. No, Sarah agreed. But it's enough to terrify them. Chapter 3, The Ghost Squadron. Alex's crew assembled in the briefing room. 12 captains, all volunteers, all too young to have fought at Meridian but old enough to have grown up in its shadow. Captain Maya Patel, TDF Phantom, age 26. Her mother had died on the Independence. Captain James Okoro, TDF Spectre, age 29. His brother had flown fighters from the Prometheus. Captain Lin Zhang, TDF Wraith, age 25. Her aunt had commanded a destroyer in the final charge. One by one, Alex learned their stories. Every single captain had lost someone at Meridian. Every single one had joined the fleet to honor the dead. Here's the situation, Alex began, pulling up a holographic display. The Dominion fleet will arrive in 60 hours. The main fleet will engage them here, he pointed to a position near the outer planets, in a defensive formation around the evacuation corridors. Evacuation? Maya asked. 7 colony ships. 500,000 people. That's everyone we can save. Everyone else. Alex's voice trailed off. Everyone else stays and prays we buy enough time. The room fell silent. Ghost Squadron's mission is different. We don't defend. We hunt. Our ships can jump without using the main transit points. We can appear anywhere, strike, and vanish before they know what hit them. We're going to cut into their fleet like a blade and bleed them. Make them afraid. Make them angry. Make them chase us. And while they're chasing us? James asked. The evacuation fleet runs. The colonies scatter. Humanity survives another day. Lin leaned forward. Commander, with all respect, this is a suicide mission. No, Alex corrected. Meridian Point was a suicide mission. This is a vengeance mission. We're not here to die. We're here to make them pay for every human life they've taken. To hurt them so badly that even if they win, they'll remember the cost. Our parents stood and fought with nothing. We have these ships, these weapons, this chance. Let's use it. Part 2, The Hunt Begins. Chapter 4, First Blood. The Dominion fleet emerged from quantum space like a swarm of locusts, thousands upon thousands of ships, geometric nightmares that defied human understanding of beauty or grace. The main human fleet waited in defensive formation, 800 ships against 30,000. Admiral Torres knew they couldn't win, but they could buy time. Every minute was another few thousand people evacuated. But the Dominion wasn't looking at the main fleet. They were looking for something else. This is strange, the Dominion Fleet Commander, a distributed consciousness called Overseer Theta 9, processed data from 1,000 sensors simultaneously. 20 orbital cycles ago, the humans had minimal fleet presence. Now they field significant forces. They learned. They adapted. All units, advance. Eliminate resistance. Harvest the systems. But before the order could be fully executed, something happened that the Dominion had never experienced before. 12 of their ships, spread across the formation's rear echelon, simply vanished. Not destroyed, vanished. One moment they were there, broadcasting telemetry. The next moment, nothing. Not even debris. What was that? Theta 9's processors raced. Sensor anomaly. Weapon system. Then the Revenant decloaked for exactly 2.3 seconds, just long enough to fire its singularity cannon at a Dominion heavy cruiser. The target ship began to collapse in on itself, its hull crumpling like paper as a micro black hole devoured it from the inside out. Then the Revenant vanished again, quantum jumping away before the enemy could respond. Ghost ships. The alert propagated through the Dominion fleet. Stealth vessels. Unknown technology. For the first time in its 3 million year existence, the Dominion Collective felt something new. Fear. Chapter 5, The Dance of Death. Ghost Squadron became legends in the span of 6 hours. They appeared, killed, and vanished like vengeful spirits. The Dominion couldn't track them, couldn't predict them, couldn't stop them. Alex commanded from the Revenant's bridge, watching tactical displays that updated in real time. Maya, you're up. Target cluster at coordinates 445 to 778. James, stand by for follow-up strike. The Phantom materialized in the middle of a Dominion squadron. Its singularity cannon fired 3 times in rapid succession, 3 ships collapsed into nothingness. Then it jumped away. The Dominion ships turned to pursue, scrambling to lock weapons. That's when the Spectre appeared behind them and opened fire with railguns, punching holes through their engines. This is Chen to all ghost ships. Remember, we're not trying to destroy their fleet. We're trying to make them hurt. Hit and run. Make them chase shadows. Make them paranoid. It was working. The Dominion fleet was fragmenting, breaking formation to hunt the ghosts. Ships that should have been advancing on the main fleet were instead chasing sensor phantoms and false signatures. But Alex knew it couldn't last. They'd fired 41 singularity shots. 31 remaining. And the Dominion was adapting, deploying swarm tactics that made targeting difficult. "Commander." His sensor officer called out. "The evacuation fleet is away. All 7 colony ships have jumped." Alex felt a weight lift from his chest. 500,000 people. Safe. Whatever happened now, humanity would survive. All ghost ships, Phase 2. Let's show them what happens when you hunt humans. Chapter 6, The Trap. Alex had studied every record of the Battle of Meridian Point. He'd watched his father's last transmission 1,000 times. He'd learned that David Chen had been tactical officer, the one who calculated firing solutions, who planned attacks. His father had been brilliant. And Alex had inherited that gift. "Ghost Squadron, converge on coordinates I'm sending now. We're going hunting for their flagship." The Dominion flagship, designate, Omega Prime, was a ship so massive it had its own moon-sized reactor. It coordinated the entire fleet, processed strategies for billions of combat scenarios simultaneously. It was also arrogant. It sat at the center of the fleet, surrounded by protective screens, believing itself untouchable. "All ships, jump on my mark. Full stealth. We get one shot at this before they realize we're there." 12 ghost ships materialized in a sphere around Omega Prime, appearing from quantum space like deadly flowers blooming in the void. "All ships, fire." Every remaining singularity cannon fired simultaneously. 31 micro-black holes appeared around the Dominion flagship, gravitational forces tearing at its shields, its hull, its structure. But Omega Prime was too large, too powerful. The singularity weapons hurt it but couldn't destroy it. Conventional weapons. Everything we have. Railguns roared. Missiles flew. Energy weapons carved glowing lines across armored hull. The Ghost Squadron poured everything they had into the flagship, knowing they had seconds before the entire Dominion fleet converged on them. Omega Prime's shields flared, overloaded, collapsed. Hull breaches opened like wounds. Internal explosions rippled through its structure. "It's not enough." Maya shouted over comms. "We can't kill it." Alex watched the tactical display. She was right. They'd hurt it badly, maybe even crippled it, but Omega Prime would survive. Unless. Chen to Ghost Squadron. Set reactors to overload. 30-second timers. On my mark, quantum jump to minimum safe distance. Silence on the comms. They all understood what he was saying. "Alex." Maya's voice was soft. "If we overload the reactors, we won't have power to jump more than once. We'll be stuck wherever we end up." "I know. But 12 ship reactors detonating simultaneously will kill that flagship. We'll hurt them so badly they'll feel it." Mark. 12 reactor overload sequences initiated. 29 seconds remaining. "All ships, jump." The Ghost Squadron vanished. Omega Prime, wounded and burning, tried to jump away. Too slow. 12 nuclear explosions merged into one apocalyptic detonation. The flagship, the pride of the Dominion Collective, the ship that had commanded the destruction of 1,000 civilizations, died in a ball of plasma that briefly outshone the system's star. Part 3, The Long Road Home. Chapter 7, Adrift. The Revenant materialized at the edge of the system, its reactor dead, running on emergency batteries. Around it, 11 other ghost ships floated, equally powerless, equally adrift. "Status report," Alex called out, even though he knew the answer. "Reactor offline. All primary systems down. Life support on backup power. We've got maybe 48 hours of air."